Hi, my name is Gerhard Gschwandtner. Welcome to Selling Power TV. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Anthony Iannarino. He is the #1 sales blogger in the country. Welcome, Anthony.
Gee, how are you, brother?
I'm doing terrific. So many companies talking about Snapchat as a social media tool. What is your opinion about Snapchat?
You know what? It's interesting because right now there's a lot of people who are talking about Snapchat and social selling. And I don't think the promise of social selling is being realized yet. And I think there's a bunch of reasons. But one of them is things like Snapchat, because it's not a serious B2B play. It's a toy for kids. It's great for brand building. If you're a speaker or a writer, and especially if you're a social media consultant, then you want to talk about Snapchat and how people should use Snapchat. It's great, but it's not where people who make big multi-million-dollar B2B, risky, strategic, complex, consensus requiring decisions about the strategy for their business. They're not out looking at Snapchat. One of the reasons that the promise of social hasn't been met is because we're not giving people the right tools to have the conversation about why should I change now? And so I think you have to think deeply about what content am I creating? What message am I sending?
I think there are two bullseyes that we're looking at. One is the bullseye for social acupuncture, where people want to be entertained, and Instagram and Snapchat is entertaining. It's live, it's instant. So we're becoming a more instant world. However, the second bullseye is conversation. People want to get involved in social media, and we are moving away from the broadcasting methodology, like in B2C or in B2B. Everybody has their mindset on broadcasting, and that's not where the future is. The future is all about co-creation. It's all about engagement. It's all about the conversation.
The content has to be in some context that's relevant to the buyer. And so a lot of the things, so I'm going to be with you at the Sales 2.0 conference in a week. And believe me, we're going to take a lot of selfies together because I love you. You're my brother. And we're going to do that because we have fun and we enjoy each other's company. And we're going to put on some video. We're going to do those things. But that's not the content that compels people to say, is this a person who can solve my problem? That's a different kind of content that has to be created. And if you want to be a trusted advisor, if you want to be a consultative salesperson, you got to be deep in the advice. And Snapchat's not the right place for that. And Instagram's not the right place for that. Although I do think infographics and videos and those things have a great place. But what's the content? It's got to be relevant in context to what I'm going to continue to call the dissonance.
But I think we are also in an omnidirectional world where people do a lot of different things all day long, and they make progress in 1,000 directions, but only 1/4 of an inch. Instead of focusing on 2 or 3 things that are really important and go a mile and go the extra mile, and you're going to achieve breakthroughs. And that's the big thing with social media. It can be a gigantic amount of destruction. So the goal should be having 4 or 5 really intelligent conversations with people instead of reaching hundreds and hundreds of people and move only an inch forward.
You don't need to broadcast to 1 million people. You need to broadcast, in my opinion, to the 60 dream clients who you can really create earth-shattering, jaw-dropping, breathtaking value, and who are going to look at what you do and go, this is the missing piece for us. This is what we want. You don't need 1 million of them. You need to be very specific about who those targets are and what those conversations are.
Awesome. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, my brother. I'll see you in a week.